Good evening and welcome to the CDR. This is the C1 category. We're at Spa for the Belgian Grand Prix. A full qualifying session of Q1, Q2 and Q3 and then a 22-lap race that follows. There's some news to tell you that the championship leader, that is Misselli, who has won the last two races, is not around tonight for unknown reasons. So give the likes of Jaco Nagel, Big Boy and Bruges to close in. Delgy, his Mercedes teammate, is also not around. So we'll run through and who is filled in for who when the session does get underway. So this is the fourth round of the championship. We have had so far Spain, Bahrain and Canada. Belgium marks the fourth round of the championship. And so we begin qualifying. You can see Charlie in Japan, replacing Misselli, or Delgy. He's the sole representative for Mercedes at the moment for tonight. Aston Martin have Matey Boy and Lethal Cosmic filling in the two vacant seats. I think Welsh Maldonado, who's just joined, should take up the remaining spot at Mercedes. The only seat that's left vacant at the moment, as far as we know, is the Haas. We're just looking to see who is making their way out on track now. It's an 18-minute session. You can see the mechanic out of one of the garages. I think that may well be the AlphaTauri of Hound making his way out on track. And it is so. In fact, his teammate Red Dog gets out before he does. So we'll lose the slowest 4 drivers. There we go. Welsh Monado has now joined in the Mercedes. She competed last week in the Red Bull and she did very, very well from 15th on the grid to finish 2nd in the race. Enough to get her the Driver of the Day award. Will she pick up another one here, I wonder? So here's Red Dog. No, drivers will be aware of making it through Eau Rouge. And looks like someone has already gone off there. Who's that that's gone off? It's Jai who's gone off. I wonder if he's picked up damage there in the Williams. It doesn't look as though he has done. So he probably got away with that. So Culvert gets through fine as well. So Hound comes back into the pits. I wonder if he's picked up damage in his car. So Red Dog will start a flying lap now. The drivers don't have too long. It is a very long track here. It's 7 kilometres is Spa. There's not enough time to get it right. Not plenty of time to get it right. And there's definitely a lot of time to get it wrong. Like what Red Dog has done, who avoids the barrier on the exit of Les Combes. He gets going again. So Big Boy in the Alpine. Expected to get into Q3. And someone behind him at Pawn. So Big Boy is about to come through Blanchimont now. And Red Dog does post a time, but it's not anywhere near representative. Big Boy will come through to post a 1:42.7. So he goes top. What about Lethal Cosmic? He's coming through. Ring open, and it's a 1:42.1. And beats Big Boy. And displaces him. Culvert over the line for McLaren, 1:45.8. I think he's lost time because his lap was invalid. Jaihu likewise. MDG. As we watch Michael slow down. So here's Bruges. We could do with a result here today in the Williams. Not too bad there through Fanya. Campus was fine. And the turning point for Stavele was spot on. So are we going to see Bruges post a fast lap time here? There's one of the Alfa Romeos crossing over the line. That's Maurizio Sarri. He goes second on a 1:42.7. Bruges next behind. We're looking to post a 1:42 as well. And he does so. It's a 1:42.5. So he goes in front of Maurizio. We've got two Alpines, I think, close to each other. Big boy's on a better lap than before. And this lap time is going to put him up to second on a 1:42.3. $1:43.1 for Jeremy in the Ferrari going up there. And Hound goes 8 on a 1:44.6. So Charlie in the Mercedes. Just coming through Fanya. He's coming up towards someone who's just moving out of the way. That'll be Big Boy. Charlie, it's in the bus stop chicane, got a bit out of shape coming out of there. It's going to be a 1:43.7. So there's definitely more time to be found for him. So MDG in the Haas. Crosses over line to post a 1:41.8 and goes to the top of the timing pages. It's going to be a 1:41.9 for Welsh Maldonado. Second fastest for her. Grimjaw aiming for a good lap here. He'll be one of those expected to be going for pole position. 1:13.7 by sector 2. Onto the start finish straight, and he goes second on a 1:41.8, so just a couple of hundredths shy of MDG's time. Yakunagel's next for Alfa Romeo. 1:44.1 for him. He'll be disappointed with that effort. So both Red Bulls out on circuit. Most of everyone's in the pits at the moment. It's not really a driver that is on a fast lap. And the Warrior has joined now. Should take up the remaining Haas seats. The Avalanche, who could do with a better showing here today. Avalanche just taking it easy through Eau Rouge. He knows how easy it is to lose it there. So with the Warrior joining, we'll lose the slowest 5 at the end of Q1. So you can see the Williams there just moving out of the way. So Avalanche through. Go on. Let's try and get into the 1:13s if he can, but he's in the 1 minute 14. He's in the 1 minute 14s by sector 2, and his lap being invalidated, so he may as well back out of it. Wezzo likewise, he's already had his lap time invalidated. We'll go to Ruin then. He's yet to post the lap time in the Red Bull. Room with a 1:14.2 by sector 2. Got 4 minutes remaining before the checker flag falls. In the bottom 5, we've got Michael, Avalanche, Jaihu, Wezzo, and Ruin. Rear wing open. It's a 1:42.5 for Ruin, goes 7th. Who's on a lap that's invalidated. Avalanche hits the wall on the exit Les Cons. That could well be his qualifying over, to be honest with you. Warrior comes round to start. Well, it looks like a flying lap for him in the Haas. So Hound into sector 1, over a 10th away from what he had set beforehand. And Maldonado has retired in the pits. Doesn't mean she's out of it. She's done a fast enough time to get into Q2 anyway. Evil Cosmic are looking to go faster than before. Into the last chicane. And Hound not improving by sector 2. Warrior should be quick enough through here though. 1:14.3 is not the quickest. We'll stay with the Warrior. And the Warrior over the line to post his first lap time of the session. It's a 1:42.4. That puts him 6th. He is surely safe into Q2 now. Now Avalanche has invalidated his lap already. So has Jaihu. So both of them got one last chance now to make it through. Wezo is on a flying lap now. Nagel decides to retire in the pits. And Wezo may be able to get some slipstream off his teammate here. .0 by sector 1. So in the bottom 5 we've got Hound, Avalanche, Michael, Jaihu and Wezo. .114.3 by sector 2. The checker flag is about to fall. The driver on the bubble actually is Matey Boy in 15th. So Wezo has got his work cut out to make it into Q2. Jaihu crosses over the line. He's gone past the checker flag, so he's not through to Q2. Also over the line now. Michael has crashed out on the exit of Lecom, so he's out of qualifying. Matey Boy is being pushed to the drop zone because Wezo has gone 10 fastest on a 1:42.9. So you need an improvement here. 4 tenths up from before in sector 2. May not be enough though. Avalanche is also on a flying lap in the Ferrari. So Matey Boy through Blanchimont. Over the line now comes Matey Boy. Rear wing open. It's a 1:43.4. It's good enough for 14th. So Charlie is out of qualifying. Now if Avalanche can find as much time as he can really with this run, he should make it through, but he's already well off from before. I'll say well off from before. He's 21 seconds up from before, but that's on his unrepresentative time of 2 minutes 10. There's a an AlphaTauri behind him. It is. It's Hound. I don't think Hound realises that his session is over. We'll stay with him as Avalanche crosses over the line now. It's going to be a 1:46. It's a 1:46, but it's not good enough to get him out of the drop zone. He is out of qualifying. So your 5 eliminated drivers at the end of Q1. They are Charlie, Hound, Avalanche, Michael and Jaihu. So Yakunagel can breathe a huge sigh of relief by getting through that. We'll be back for Q2 in a moment. So we return for Q2. We'll lose the next 5 Soas drivers by the end of this one. can see Calvert making his way out onto the racetrack in the McLaren. In regards to the championship, Maselli has a 42-point lead over Yakanagel and a further point clear of Big Boy as well, so don't know what Maselli may be thinking at this point. And Bruges is out of qualifying. He has crashed at Eau Rouge. So he won't be going any further. That's him not completing the lap. And with him stopping out on circuit, he's now out of qualifying. So we go on board for a lap with Calvert around Spa. So you brake. Driven down to second gear for La Source. And on the power and carry all the speed downhill. And then Eau Rouge. Oh, Calvert's lost it. He's into the barrier. And that is his session over as well. Hefty impact there for Calvert. He's also out of qualifying. Jeremy gets through in the Ferrari. And MDG as well. Now Jeremy is on the mediums. We'll go to the Warrior because he's the... Well, I was going to say he's the next man to cross... Well, the first one to cross over the line to complete lap time, but it's not going to be now because his lap time's been invalidated. So we go to the Big Boy next. And he's gone for a spin into the barrier. Keeps going though. He's got to be careful not to impede other drivers who are also on flying laps. MDG, will he get through fine? Yes, he will. Through sector 2 on the mediums, 1:14.4. Jeremy's gone off behind, but it's continued. So Warrior coming through in the Haas. It's going to be a 1:43.6 for him. He goes up into the top 3. There's Welsh Maldonado, who is on the soft compounds. So we're looking to book her place into Q3 here. Rear wing open, and it's a 1:43.1 for her. And she becomes the 4th driver to set a time in Q2 so far. And the dog's lap has been invalidated. Richo's just started a flying lap, or completed a flying lap. Moving open. It's a 42.8 for the McLaren. The dog in the AlphaTauri. It's on a flying lap. 30.6 by sector 1, but he's gone in too deep into Lake On. So I have to back out of it. So only 5 drivers have set lap times so far. We've got just over 7 minutes remaining. So Lethal Cosmic. Fourth fastest in Q1. Now it's coming towards sector 2 now, and it's going to be a 1:15.0. It's not the quickest lap we've seen ever at Spa. It's coming towards the bus stop chicane now. There is a car in front of him that goes into the pit lane. Grimjoll goes fastest on a 1:42.3 on the mediums. Lethal Cosmic over line to post a 1:43.4 to go 5th. And Big Boy with a 1:14.5 by sector 2. So 6 drivers have posted lap times, 5 of which on the mediums. If you have just joined us, we do welcome you. Do feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. Rear wing open on Big Boy's car. It's a 1:43.1. That puts him 3rd on the timing pages. So Yakanaga coming through sector 2. And he's lost it at Blanchimont. He caught the curb on the inside, but he's able to continue. But that'll be him back into the pit lane for a new front wing. So Ruin in the Rebel through Eau Rouge. So 30.3 by the time it does get to Les Combes. And Lethal Cosmic has posted a better time, I think, on the medium compound. So the 7 drivers who have posted lap times have all done it on the medium compound so far in Q2. Now Ruin is on the medium compound as well, so he'll need to try and leapfrog as many guys as possible. 1:14.6 in Sector 2 is good. Over the course of the lap so far anyway, that's what I mean, not just in Sector 2 alone. So the 5 drivers in the drop zone are Wezo, Ruin, Matey Boy, Kellever and Jeremy. Plus Bruges at the moment, because even though he's 10th, he would not be going through to Q3 because he crashed out on circuit. The Ruin crossing over the line now to post a 1:43.0. That's good enough to put him 3rd. This is a good lap. And Red Dog is on the soft compound. So over the line for Red Dog, 1:42.7. It's good enough to put him 2nd. Jeremy on the soft compound. He's not set a lap time so far. He's about to here, providing he gets through the last 2 corners without exceeding track limits. So Jeremy, rear wing open, over the line, and it's going to be a 1:42.7. So leapfrogs Red Dog. Pushes Jaco Nagel into the drop zone. And the Warrior goes past this now on a 1:41.7 on the softs. So Wezo in the Red Bull. This is his last attempt here, so he's got to make it count. Through Kouan without an issue. It's 1:15.3 by Sector 2. Doesn't look as though it's going to be enough for him to make it, but we'll see what he can find in the last sector. So Wezo in the Red Bull, entering the bus stop chicane. His teammate goes into the pits. Wezo crosses over the line. It's not going to be fast enough. It's 1:44.1. He is out of qualifying. So it leaves Jaco Nagel and Matey Boy to determine the remaining places. Jaco Nagel on the softs. Lethal Cosmic is the driver on the bubble at the moment, but he's on a faster lap time on the softs. So Jaco Nagel in the Alfa Romeo posts a 1:43.5, and it's not enough. So Jaco Nagel is out of qualifying. Matey Boy next up, who's currently 14th on the leaderboard because he's got no lap time recorded for Q2. But he's about to now, but it's not going to be quick enough either. It's a 1:44.0, so he stays 12th. So Lethal Cosmic can afford to back off for this lap, if he wanted to, of course. There's a car ahead of him. It's just shown down with the yellows. That's the Warrior. The Lethal Cosmic crosses over the line. It's going to be a 1:42.2. Good enough for second. You'll have to start the race on the softs though. Ross Maldonado is also on a fine lap. But she goes into the pits because she knows she's safe and she can start the race on the medium compound tyres. So the 5 drivers we lose at the end of Q2 are Jakob Nagel, Mateyboy, Wezo, Bruges and Calvert. And those making it into Q3 on the mediums are Grimjaw, MDG, Ruin, Big Boy, Welsh Maldonado and Maurizio. So there you go, confirmation of your 5 eliminated drivers at the end of that one. Jakob Nagel, Mateyboy, Wezo, Bruges and Calvert join those who exited Q1 on the sidelines. The top 10 will go through to Q3, of which will be coming up in a moment's time. Don't go anywhere. Here is Q3. I'm waiting for someone to go out on circuit. It looks like one of the Hasses is on its way out. That's the Warrior. Coming onto the circuit now. So the Warrior coming towards Pawn. So we're having 9 drivers out on circuit. Jeremy, the only one stuck in the pits. The Warrior is coming round to start his first flying lap of Q3. So here we go. The House crosses the line. Now I'd expect the Warrior to be in the frame for pole, as is MDG and Grimjaw. And the Warrior gets through there fine. We'll go to MDG. Can he get through fine as well? Oh, no, he can't. It hits the wall. He's hit the wall, the exit of Radion, and he will not be setting the time in Q3. We'll go back to his teammate, who is on a flying lap. So the Warrior has a good opportunity to take pole now. MDG will start 10th on the grid, most probably. Oh, and Warrior going wide on the exit of Stavolo. Kept it all together though. It's going to be a 1:42.8 for the Warrior. This is Red Dog approaching the bus stop chicane. There's a slight time of his. Not good enough to put him on pole, but it's good enough to put him on second for the time being. Big Boy goes fastest on a 1:41.9. That's more like it. That's more like the kind of time we're looking for pole. Richo going second on a 42.4. Jeremy's on an outlap at the moment, so we'll go to Ruin next in the Red Bull. 1:13.6 by sector 2. So over the curbs. And this lap time of his should put him around about where Big Boy is. He even puts him fastest by 100. So Ruin goes to provisional pole, but we've still got a few more drivers to complete their flying laps at the moment. So Grinjaw in the McLaren. Didn't see his time in sector 2. I imagine it'll be very close though. He goes to provisional pole position by nearly 4/10. So Grimjaw on provisional pole. Lethal Cosmic. Next up in the Aston Martin, rear wing open. And it's a 1:41.9. And he goes 4th. Welsh Madonna has had her lap time invalidated for track limits. Jeremy's next behind her. Looking to get his first time on the board. It's a 1:14.3 for him. Probably looking at around where Maurizio is in 5th. Probably behind him, to be honest with you. So through Blanchimont. Over the curbs. And it's a 4:42.6, and he goes behind Maurizio in 6th place. So far, Brinjaw is fastest by nearly 4/10. Ruin is next up, then it's Big Boy and Lethal Cosmic. I think Jeremy's going for another lap actually. He's over nearly 7/10 away, so I'd imagine he'll just back off on this lap and make his way back into the pits. So Ruin's back in the pits now. I imagine the Warrior will be out shortly. Maybe not yet though, as the session continues to thicken. We are not far away now for the remaining minutes of qualifying to determine the grid for round 4 of the CDR in C1. Jeremy will want to get back to the pits as soon as he can and get ready for one last run. And the Warrior is now out on circuit for his last attempt in the Haas. And the only problem he's going to have is by the time he does get to the pit straight, how many cars will he have to negotiate over the course of his flying lap? Well, Red Dog's out on circuit, as is Big Boy. Ruin's heading back out now as well, as is Welsh Maldonado. I wonder if the Warrior may decide to just back off a little bit, just to give himself some breathing space to allow those that are just coming out of the pits some space. Got over 3 minutes to go then. The Warrior's coming through Blanchimont now. And Mauricio's heading onto the circuit. I need to watch for the Warrior though, who's starting his, what looks like his final attempt. Warrior only 7th at the moment on a 42.8. And Mauricio's some way up the road from him. He's just gone past Radiant, so the Warrior should be fine. Doesn't want to make the same mistake as his teammate though. He doesn't do so. Rear wing open. What's his time in Sector 1 like? 29.9. That's a good lap time there from the Warrior. He's 600s up from what he had set before. Coming into Bruxelles. He went wide on the entry. Coming up towards Mauricio, who stays out of the way. Lethal Cosmic and Jeremy are not going back out on circuit again, so 4th and 6th is where they'll end up unless others improve. The Warrior coming through. I think it was like a 1:14 dead by the second sector. And Jeremy's crashed, is stopped in the pits. Wasn't going to go back out on circuit anyway. But the Warrior is coming round the last chicane now. And this lap time of his is a 1:42.8. No, it's a 1:42.1. The leaderboard just glitched there for a moment. But he goes 5th with his time. We'll go to Red Dog next, whose lap has been invalidated. So he'll go again for one last time. So Big Boy will do the same, I think, as well. Ruin in the Red Bull. What time has he found by Sector 2? A 10th and a half, but it's not going to be enough for him to get pole, potentially. But it could cement his place on the front row next to Grimjaw. Heading towards Blanchimont now. So Ruin, mounting in the last couple of corners over the line. It's of 1:41.9. It's an improvement, but not by much. The checker flag is out now. Ruin can go for a last attempt if he wants to. Welsh Maldonado has gone off, and she's hit the wall as she tried to start a flying lap. So she will start 10th on the grid. MDG will start 9th. The Warrior hoping to improve here. Is he going to improve his time, I wonder? He's entering the last corner now, but he's spun it into the wall, does he? No, he keeps out of the wall. Mauricio has exceeded track limits on his lap. Big Boy is on an improvement in Sector 2, though. What about Red Dog? Is he on improvement? I don't think he is, to be honest with you. 1:42.9 was his previous best. This improves by half a tenth, but not good enough to move in off 8th position. Go back to Big Boy. Desperate to get on the power all the way down the start-finish straight. And he only improves by half a tenth, but it's good enough to put him second. Ruin is on an improvement by Sector 2 in the Red Bull. Grimjaw's backed off his lap. So only Ruin can deprive Grimjaw of pole position here. Round Blanchimont. Through the bus stop chicane. And onto the pit straight. And his lap time is going to be a 1:41.6. He goes back to the front row. He just misses out on pole by a tenth of a second. But it's a very strong effort there from Ruin, who will start second on the grid. But it's Grimjaw who ends qualifying on pole position for the Belgian Grand Prix. And that will do for him. Ruin will line up second next to him with Big Boy and Lethal Cosmic next behind. I think we're going to be in for an interesting Belgian Grand Prix very shortly. And Becca Jones going saying bottling quali, 2 out of 2. That's Welsh Maldonado in case you were wondering. So Grimjaw lines up on pole with Ruin alongside its Big Boy and Lethal Cosmic on the second row, with Warrior and Mauricio next up. Jeremy and Red Dog make up row 4. MDG and Welsh Maldonado round out your top 10 at the end of Q3. 22 laps await for us. Who will come away with the victory here and close in on Misselli at the top of the driver's standings? And looking at the weather conditions, it is cloudy out there. I don't know if there's going to be any rain on the horizon. If one of the drivers can inform me on that, that would be great. So Grimjaw lines up on pole. Can he convert that into the victory and redeem himself in that last lap howler in Canada last week? And we'll have a look to see who will start on what. So Grimjaw leads the field rounds. So have a look at the tyre strategies. No one is on the hard compounds. Lethal Cosmic, Warrior, Jeremy, Red Dog, Bruges, and Charlie and Michael all starting on the soft compound. All the others are on mediums. 20 drivers making their way around the racetrack, looking to get some temperature into their tyres. So 22 laps are ahead of the drivers. Tyre strategy is going to play a huge role, and of course maybe safety cars as well, because that's the likelihood. We have seen one driver, or two drivers as you say, crash out at the top of Radion. I wonder how many we're going to be seeing today. Hopefully none. Do you want to see some close racing on track? So Grimshaw will lead the field onto the grid. Now in the driver's standings, Luigi has 71 points. Grimshaw is currently in 7th on 16. And in very much need of a very, very strong result here tonight. Will he be able to do that here at Spa-Francorchamps? The drivers make their way back onto the grid now. Grimshaw waits for the rest of the field to come in. Doesn't want to wait. Doesn't want to be waiting too long on the grid. There's Jaihu making up the 20th position on the grid there. Here we go then. Everyone is ready. We hope you are as well. The 5 red lights come on when the extinguished will be racing here at Spa-Francorchamps. It's lights out and away we go. Grimshaw gets away well. Ruin alongside him in 2nd place, and Evil Cosmic up into 3rd place in the Aston Martin as he comes into La Source for the first time. Grimshaw is ahead, but Ruin spins coming out of La Source. So Ruin goes to the back of the field already. Grimshaw is away with Big Boy 2nd ahead of Jeremy, and that's Evil Cosmic trying to find a way through in the Aston Martin, but backs out of it. But look at Welsh Maldonado up from 9th or 10th place up into 4th place somehow in the Mercedes. So she's right on the slipstream there with Big Boy as they come through the Camel Straight. No drivers have crossed out so far. As the drivers make their way into Les Combes. So Grimshaw leads, and it's Jeremy ahead of Big Boy and Maldonado. Level Cosmic, MDG make up the top 6 so far. But Ruin will be ruin that mistake at the beginning. And he's fallen on the way down to 20th and last place. But at least he's still in the race. But Grimshaw leads Jeremy, who's done very well considering where he started. Big Boy has a time penalty. I think that was for the contact with Ruin. In terms of who's gained what, so Jeremy's gained 5 places from his starting position. Maldonado's gained 5 as well. Michael up 6 places. And the Warrior goes for a spin in the Haas, I think. Well, he had a moment anyway. As we watch MTG close up behind the Mercedes of Maldonado. MTG going to the outside. Maldonado choosing to take his line there. And Charlie's out of the race. He's crashed out on the exit of Blanchimont. Will that be enough to bring out a safety car? Oh, there's cars all over the place. Debris everywhere. Can't believe it. Well, either way, we're still under green flag conditions at the moment. The leaderboard is currently glitching at this moment of time. Oh, someone's off! Maldonado's out! So Maldonado crashes on the exit of Radion. So both of the Mercedes drivers out after 2 laps, and the virtual safety car has been deployed on lap 2 of this Belgian Grand Prix. So that will slow the cars right down. Calvert comes out of the pits after pitting for repairs. He's behind Avalarch, who needs to make sure he sticks to the Delta as he goes through Eau Rouge. So the VSC still active. Oh, and Calvert's gone. So Calvert has crashed in the same way as what Maldonado has done. And he's out of qualifying. So he's done the same mistake as what he did so before in Q2. So we've lost 3 cars already from this race. Grimjaw leads. As we watch Avalanche in 17th place. He won't be able to catch up to the field because he'll have to adhere to the Delta. Oh, and Jeremy runs into the back of Grimjaw. Now I wonder what that is all about. We're back on the way now. It looks as though that Jeremy's front wing is damaged. Now what was that all about from Grimjaw? Either way, Jeremy's into the pits for a new front wing and we're back on the way. The DRS has been enabled. So Grimjaw leads Big Boy now up to second place. As we watch the drivers go through Eau Rouge. Will they all get through safely this time? Oh no, the Warrior won't. Somehow he's managed to keep his hat in the race, but he's got no front wing to his car now. That's him off into the pit lane. So Grimjaw's still ahead. Big Boy next up. And it's Lethal Cosmic in third place. And the rain has started to fall as well. That's going to throw another spanner into the works. As Grimjaw continues to stretch out his margin, but Lethal Cosmic on his soft compound tyres, trying to put Big Boy under pressure. And I'm not sure if the track is going to be greasy enough yet to think about going on to intermediates. So Lethal Cosmic using DRS to go to the outside of Big Boy. He'll get there first. He goes up into second place. Big Boy thinking about fighting back, but doesn't do so. And that's going to allow MDG to close in. Now the driver's got to be careful to go through Eau Rouge here, because the rain is coming down. Grimjaw takes it steady. So MDG in third place, behind Lethal Cosmic, as Grimjaw continues to lead on lap 4. Now, don't think it's still the right time to be ducking into the pits for intermediates yet, but maybe on the next lap. And the DRS is still enabled at this moment of time, so Grimjaw carries on as he is, and Hound has gone for a spin and he's ripped off his front wing. I wonder if that'll be enough to bring out the virtual safety car. So Grimjaw and Eau Rouge gets through fine. So tricky to get through there safely. Oh, Wesson nearly lost it. He nearly lost it. It's cost him a position, but at least he's still in the race. MGG goes past Lethal Cosmic to go up into second position. The Hound comes into the pits. I wonder if he'll put intermediates on. May as well. He's got nothing to lose at this point. I wonder if the Warrior is going to do the same. He is. Drivers are probably going to wait until the DRS has been disabled, and then they'll know when the right time is to make the change. Oh, Grimshaw nearly lost it coming out of Fania through campus. And now Stavalo. And I think he will pit in at the end of this lap, to be honest with you. It's a long lap, his Spa. And... oh, and MTG spun! MTG goes for a spin, nearly took out Michael. In fact, he has taken out Michael. So that completely put Michael off, but somehow Michael's still in the race. That was a dangerous rejoin to the track, though, from MTG. So one of the stewards will have a look at that one. But Grimshaw stays out. You can see the raindrops on the circuit. You can see Red Dog heading into the pits, as is Yakanagel. Now Grimshaw maybe ruined that decision not to go into the pit lane. Let's get intermediates on. So there's your top 5. Ruin also still on dry tyres. There's Red Dog just losing the position into Avalanche, but Red Dog's going to be on the better tyres now than the Ferrari. As they go up through Eau Rouge. Avalanche struggles to get through. Red Dog will still have DRS. The DRS is still enabled. Someone's gone off there in sector 1. Who's that? That's Michael, who's damaged his front wing as he exits to the pit lane. So that's going to be him going back into the pits for a new front wing. Jeremy also in. So Grimshaw. And who else? Warrior's gone. The Warrior has crashed out for the second time. And we've got a safety car now. That will come to the race leader's rescue. So Grimshaw will be desperate to get into that pit lane. He needs to stick to the Delta though, until he catches up to the safety car. So the Warrior becomes the 4th driver to exit from this race. Michael gets the time penalty for track limits. So all of us should still see Grimshaw keep hold of the lead by the time he does rejoin the track. There'll be Lethal Cosmic in 2nd place. So Avalanche also making his way into the pits for Ferrari. New front wing needed. Michael entering the pit lane for a new front wing. So new front wing goes on the Alpine. So Grimshaw leads, Lethal Cosmic 2nd, it's Mauricio ahead of Bruges and Big Boy. So just 2 drivers with penalties at the moment. They are Bruges and Michael, who've got 3-second penalties for track limits. So Grimshaw going through the chicane. And Bruges entering the pits. Who's still on 6. I think he came in for the hard tyres by accident, so this is going to drop him all the way to the back of the field. So intermediates go on. So Bruges rejoins in 16th. So we're on lap 8 out of 22 in this Belgian Grand Prix. The Warriors exit on the exit of Radion. Is the reason why the safety car has been deployed. So it stands with the championship. Grimshaw would go into the lead. Well, he wouldn't go into the lead, he would move up to second behind Misselli. There's a long way to go yet. Now the driver with the fastest lap of the race is Avalarch, of all drivers. If he can get into the top 10, he'll be able to get that championship point. Well, unless the conditions do improve, he will keep the fastest lap. And the safety car should be coming in at the end of this lap. And safety car lights are off. And Grimshaw will go when he is ready to do so. Backs the field up. Allows the safety car to go. It's got an Aston Martin and an Alfa Romeo behind. Well, the rain has arrived on track. Will it remain like this before the end of the race? I'm just thinking, if it continues to intensify, will wet tyres be needed? Not at this moment of time. So Grimshaw leads the field over the line, and we're back underway for the beginning of lap 9. Grimshaw leads with Lethal Cosmic second. And further behind we can see Ruin thinking about making a move on the Alpine of Big Boy. Nagel there. And the Hound has gone for a spin. What's happened there? He must have gone for a spin. We'll watch the leaders go through Eau Rouge. It's very tricky now. Don't want to be making a mistake through that. Ruin gets penalised for track limits. Watch Ruin go ahead of Big Boy into 4th place. Ruin, who has a time penalty to his name now, will need to pick up the pace and make up for it. As we watch Mauricio go wide on the exit of the corner that has no name. Didn't lose him a position anyway. So MDG behind the Williams of Jaihu as they go through Funya. Avalanche running wide there. And that's going to allow Jeremy and Michael to close back in. So Grimjaw still out in front. Nico Cosmic is next behind. Jeremy moves ahead of Avalanche into 12th place. And Ladeiras has been disabled because of the conditions. The Hound enters the pits for AlphaTauri. Now, is he going to call it a day? Or is he going to decide to carry on? He may get another safety car later in the race, so if I was him, I'd choose to carry on. Michael also gets past Avalanche to go up into 13th. Now Grimjaw's got to hope that the rain doesn't intensify anymore, otherwise that could be him ducking into the pits for a set of wet tyres. Struggling to slow the car down through campus. As I leave a Cosmic to close back in a little bit. Drivers entering the bus stop chicane. Jeremy penalised for track limits. Red Dot doing a fine job there in 6th place in the AlphaTauri. There's MDG looking to make up for lost time. He's currently in 11th. So Grimjaw's lead is 1.3 seconds. Grimjaw nearly losing it coming out of Bruxelles. And someone's gone off in sector 2. It's one of the Ferraris. I think it's Jeremy. It's gone through the polystyrene boards. And Jeremy's had another tough race here tonight. He's not having a good start to the season. 6 points on the board so far. Grimjaw extending his lead now. It's 2.2 seconds. Avalanche gets a time penalty for track limits. You see Wezzo behind Matey Boy in the cycle for 8th place. Apologies for that. Wezzo going to the outside as the Aston Martin struggling to get the power down. Lacking grip there by the looks of things. So Jaihu catching MDG as we watch Michael go into the inside of Matey Boy, and he does take 11th place into Lecom. And someone's gone off in sector 2. Is that Red Dog? It is. Oh, that's a shame. He was running so well until that error. And that's both AlphaTauri's falling to the back of the field now. Grimjaw, and followed by Lethal Cosmic. So Wezzo running a bit wide there, entering the bus stop chicane. That's going to allow MDG to pull alongside. But Wezzo stays ahead for now. So MDG all over the back of the Red Bull as they go through Eau Rouge. So Red Dog enters the pits for AlphaTauri. As we watch MDG go to the inside, breaks that a little bit later than the Red Bull. And that's him through, I think. He runs wide as they approach Malmedy. Jaihu gets in there. Oh, Michael tried to get through as well, but there just wasn't enough room. So Grimjaw crosses the line, still in the lead. Jaihu passes Wezzo to go up into 8th place. I think Michael has got round seemingly the pair of them. He runs wide into the bus stop though, and Jakob Nagel's broken his front wing. I wonder how he's managed to do that. He must have had a coming together with Matey Boy. So Jakob Nagel's into the pits for Alfa Romeo, and Jeremy's also in. So I wonder if they have had a coming together. They didn't have far to go to his box. Jeremy not in. In fact, he's putting wet tyres on. Now that's very interesting. Now the rain is getting heavier, so it could be an inspired decision there by Jeremy. And Bruges going for a spin now in the Williams. It could well be the time to stick wet tyres on. Now if you're Grimjaw, what do you do at this point? You may feel that the conditions are as fine as they are. There's not too much standing water around. Jeremy goes past Yakernagel. So it seems to be the wet tyres are the ones to be on. Well, watch to see what Grimjaw decides to do. And looks as though Michael's gone off somewhere. He has. He's gone off at Fanya. Gets the car moving and stays out of everyone's way. Grimjaw carries on for another lap, as does Lethal Cosmic. Micho Surrey not ducking into the pits. Now Wezzo decides to pit in the Red Bull. Avalanche also diving into the pits. Matey Boy stays out though. I reckon Michael could decide to take a gamble here. He is taking the gamble, but he's diving into the pits a bit too quickly. He rips off his front wing as well. So Wezzo exits the pits in 10th place. He's still on intermediates actually, as is Avalanche. So Jeremy's just lost 12th place to Yakernagel. So perhaps the wet tyres are not the tyres to be on right now. Or in terms of the crossover, it could be around about the same. I mean, the rain is definitely getting heavier as Michael picks up a penalty for track limits. And Big Boy, the latest to be penalised. So it's nearly 7 seconds in hand over MDG at the moment though. And someone's gone round in sector 2 and it's Michael again. That's yet another spin for him. He falls behind both of the AlphaTauris. Michael's had another race to forget. Jeremy's losing too much time being on the wet tyres at the moment in 13th place. So Grimjaw still in the race lead. Looking very much on course to see out this one on top. Michael's back in the pits for AlphaTauri as Hound goes for a spin on the exit of La Source and Michael's calling it a day. Michael decides to go no further. So as it stands, the top two would remain the same, just looking at the gaps with the penalties. And Mauricio would still keep his 3rd place. Room would still keep his 4th. And Big Boy would keep hold of 5th. And it's MDG, Jaihu, Matey Boy, and Bruges. His penalty wouldn't affect his position. And then we've got Wezzo and Avalanche, Yakernagel in 13th, Yakernagel in 12th, Jeremy 13th, Red Dog 14th, £1.15. So the race result would stick as it is with the penalties as they are. Six laps to go for Grimjaw. So Lethal Cosmic has Grincho on his tail. So these two fight over third place. Well, second place, I should say. So Bruges in ninth, posting up behind Matey Boy. So as the laps count down, I wonder how those still in the intermediates will be thinking. But I think there's still enough life left in them. The Red Dog gets past Jeremy, who continues to fall back. Has been on wets. He knows he's been on the wrong tyres. Just trying to get the car to the end now. He's in 14th place, which would be enough for him to get 2 points. Grimjaw going round. There's definitely still not enough standing water on the track to think about being on full wets. So Grimjaw over 6 seconds in front now. So on lap 20, we're into the final few laps of this race. Grimjaw has it all under control. As Bruges goes past Matesboy into 8th, he continues to struggle in the conditions. Bruges has a 3-second time penalty, which would not keep him in 8th. Just needs to get the hammer down if he's to keep hold of that place by the checkered flag. Which is Surrey. Less than a second behind Lethal Cosmic. In terms of who's gained what, Lethal Cosmic up 2, Surrey up 3, Jaihu up 13 places to 7th from 20th on the grid. He's done a fantastic job in this run. Grimjaw's just been dominant from start to finish though. Two laps remaining of this race. So Grimjaw through Radion. Needs to come on straight. And Jeremy's still clearly struggling in 14th place on the full wets. Hound 8 seconds adrift. And Big Boy has picked up a time penalty now. 6 seconds, which will drop him behind MDG. He's now within a second of him, actually. As they fight over 5th place. MDG continues to close in on Big Boy. As race leader Grimjaw is about to start the final lap of this Belgian Grand Prix here at Spa. It's all very much calmed down since the restart. Drivers have managed to cope well in the conditions as Big Boy decides. Well, he's about to let MDG go through that. He may well do. So MDG up the inside. Big Boy doesn't fight it. He knows he's not going to win that one. So MDG goes up into 5th place then. Recovering well after that spin earlier on. So Grimjaw on his final lap, 8 seconds ahead. On course to take a memorable victory, a dominant victory over Lethal Cosmic and Maurizio. 15 cars making it to the end, which is more than I thought we would get. So Grimjaw, after a long, hard race, is about to take the checkered flag for his first victory of the season, making up for the disappointment of Canada 7 days ago. Through Blanchimont for the last time, He's got the bus stop chicane to get through now. Exiting the bus stop chicane. And Grimjaw is going to cross the line to win the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa. Grimjaw picks up his first victory of the campaign. An excellent day's work from him. Lethal Cosmic will finish second ahead of Mauricio in third place. Rune will be fourth. MDG will be in fifth ahead of Big Boy. But Jaihu, what a fantastic race he has had. From the back of the grid, is going to come through to finish in seventh place. And to be quite honest with you, he's most certainly a contender for Driver of the Day. I'd be tempted to give him it if I'm honest with you. Bruges will be 8th for Williams. He'll have done enough to beat Matey Boy to keep hold of that place. So Matey Boy will be 9th. Wezo will be 10th ahead of Avalanche. Yakanag will be 12th. Red Dog 13th. And Hound is close right up on Jeremy. In fact, Jeremy lets him go because he knows he's not going to win the battle against him, because Jeremy's got a 6-second time penalty, of which he'll need to serve at the end of the race. But it's a lights to flag victory for Grimjaw, 9 seconds in front of Lethal Cosmic. And that's thrown himself into championship contention. So Grimjaw is your race winner in C1 in the CDR here at Spa. Can he carry that form into Zandvoort in a week's time? Who knows? The drivers out onto the podium. It's been good drives also from Lethal Cosmic and Mauricio, keeping their cars out of trouble. So your final race result is that Grimjaw is the winner, ahead of Lethal Cosmic in second and Mauricio third. Ruin is fourth, ahead of MDG, then it's Big Boy in sixth. Jaiho from last on the grid to seventh. Excellent job from him. Bruges 8th, Mates Boy 9th, and Wezo rounding out the top 10. Avalanche was 11th, Yakanagel in 12th, ahead of Red Dog, Hound, and Jeremy, who are the last of the finishers. Michael did not finish, neither did Warrior or Welsh Maldonado. Kellever and Charlie also crashed out of the race. Well, at the end of that, looking at the championship standings, Grimjaw's victory moves him on to 41 points. Big Boy's 6th position is going to have to give him 10 points for that. So that moves him on to... How many points is that? That's 38 he's got. But we know for certain that Grimjaw is now up to second behind Misselli. The gap is now 30 points going into the next round of the championship, which will be in Zandvoort in Holland in a week's time on the 3rd of September, 8:30 p.m. British Summer Time. I'm Tom Cairns, and I'll speak to you again soon when the CDR returns.